This daily dose is brought to you by Pirate.Black. ARRR!
Please pay attention. The World Economic Forum, BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, Bank of America, etc. are not your friends. What do you see down here? What we have to confront is a deep, systemic, and structural restructuring of our world, and the world will look differently after we have gone through the transition process, the Great Reset. This is Klaus Schwab. We are undergoing a great reset right now around our entire monetary system, but this is not just our monetary system. No, this is everything. Everything involved in the mass reset of our entire system. This is on its way. And we are starting to see many leaders around the world, like Vladimir Putin, talk about what's happening right now around the monetary system. We do see here from Gold Telegraph, the economy of imaginary wealth is being inevitably replaced by the economy of real and hard assets. Putin, he's not talking about the metaverse. The rush is on, clearly. People need to understand the importance of mining quickly. Listen closely.
В условиях инфляционной бури у многих развивающихся стран возникает резонный вопрос. А зачем обменивать товары на доллары и евро?
And this is a great quote. Why bother exchanging goods for dollars and euros when they are losing value right before our eyes?
Которые на глазах теряют в весе. Напрашивается вывод. На смену экономики мнимых сущностей неизбежно приходит экономика реальных ценностей и активов. По данным МВФ, сейчас в глобальных валютных резервах находится 7,1 триллиона долларов и 2,5 триллиона евро. И эти деньги обесцениваются темпом около 8% в год. Но кроме того, в любой момент они могут быть еще и конфискованы, украдены, если США что-то не понравится в политике тех или иных государств. Но это, по-моему, стало абсолютно реальным для очень многих стран, которые хранят свои золотовалютные резервы в этих валютах. По оценке экспертов, уже в ближайшие годы, это чисто объективный анализ, уже в ближайшие годы будет запущен процесс конвертации глобальных резервов из теряющих свою стоимость валют в настоящие ресурсы, такие как продовольствие, энергоносители и другое сырье. Очевидно, что этот процесс еще сильнее подстегнет глобальную долларовую инфляцию.
Hard assets is the name of the game. This is why I've been investing into gold and silver with crypto as well. All three of these. I do not care about how much dollars I have in my bank account depreciating at a massive rate due to inflation. We have the US at the most, and I would argue the most fragile point in history around finance, printing massive amounts of money. We're going to destroy our currency, US Senator Rand Paul, on $1.7 trillion spending bill. Think about that. Think about if somebody owed you $10 and they're going out and spending $100 on nothing. This is what our economy is doing in the US. We are at a fragile point in history around the US dollar as a reserve currency and the US dollar as a valuable currency. It is losing its value. It is losing its reserve currency standard. I've been addressing this for so long. Here we have new former Russia president. The Bretton Woods system will collapse. The euro and dollar will stop circulating as global reserve currencies. Pay attention to what is happening. I just reported on this the other day. I'm telling you right now, Bretton Woods is finished. It's finished. The dollar is no longer going to be utilized for trade. The dollar is no longer going to be a valuable currency for foreign countries. They all see the game, and they are done playing it. Not only that, but we just recently seen a huge update from Russia. Breaking news, Putin imposes Russian oil ban on buyers complying with G7 price cap. This should not surprise anyone. The Kremlin's decree comes into force on February 1st and will remain effective for 5 months. And then over here, important wording on the Russian oil ban. Putin may grant special permission to sell oil and oil products in certain circumstances, even if purchasers comply with the cap. So we have China calling for oil trade in yuan, and with the world's largest oil exporter and a Russian oil ban. Pay attention to what is happening. Times are changing, and it's no longer centered on the US dollar and the US. No. In my opinion, the US dollar's days are numbered and have been numbered for a while. And all of these major areas around the world are moving away from the US dollar because they already experienced max pain due to what the US has done. Look at the inflation rates along the board. Argentina, Turkey, Russia, Italy, UK, Euro area, Germany, Netherlands, Mexico, South Africa. They're all above the 7% threshold for inflation. The US sits at 7.1%, which we know is an absolute lie. Our inflation is much higher. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that 7.1% is a complete lie. Go to the grocery store. Pay your electric bill. Look at the electric bill, you know, the stuff that's coming in the mail from the electric bill. Hey, your rates are going up this month. Oh yeah, that's right. Just because inflation is 7.1%. No. It's much higher. And I want you all to realize that as we look at this and focus on the bigger picture here, these nations, these areas around the world are done using the US dollar. Because what the US has done is they weaponized the US dollar, and it has hurt all of these nations. Imagine you are a foreign nation and you are transacting in your currency and you see it losing value day in and day out because it is tied to the US dollar. This game is finished. And something is going to break. Something is bound to break. The Fed is running with a big operating loss. It's losing around $12 billion per week with interest expense far exceeding its interest income, not long before the money printers turn back on. Game of trades. Do you see something has to change or break from income sharks? Yeah, something is going to break. And it's not going to be good. It's ticking. It's a ticking time bomb right now. And the craziest thing about all of this is Ice 9. From Requiem Mask, grown men will weep. The end is beginning now. Ice 9 will melt faces, unseat order, and scorch the earth. From the ashes, the new system. Digital ID. Social credit. New world order. XRP is the king. Always was. The agenda will not be stopped. Bitcoin is a fairy tale. Listen closely to this video.
I was having dinner with a friend not long ago in New York City. We met at a place called ARRR, which is in Midtown. My dinner companion that night was a senior advisor to BlackRock. As you may know, BlackRock is now the largest asset manager on the planet. It directly manages $5 trillion in assets, and it oversees another $11 trillion through its Aladdin platform. That means one firm controls more money than the GDPs of China, Russia, and Japan combined. Anyway, my dinner companion happens to work directly for BlackRock's CEO. As we nursed our white wine and the evening wore on, she let something slip. If I remember her words, she said something like, "They want to tell us we can't sell." What was she talking about? Who was she talking about? These elites share one vision, and they're about to make it a reality. That vision is one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. They've worked for years behind the scenes preparing to realize that vision. They've literally rigged the laws of international finance. Everything is basically in place right now, and there's essentially no way to stop this from happening. When the crisis hits, they'll flip the switch, freezing the global financial system. That will give them time to reset the world economy according to their vision.
What did these elites want from your contact at BlackRock?
Basically, they want to classify BlackRock as too big to fail. The technical term is Systemically Important Financial Institution, or SIFI. That designation normally applies to banks, such as Bank of America. If your bank gets the SIFI label, it means the government will bail you out first in a crisis. But it also means you must turn over control of your bank until the crisis subsides. In this case, they're trying to reclassify BlackRock, an asset manager, as too big to fail. If they succeed, they'll be able to freeze BlackRock when the crisis hits. BlackRock clients won't be able to sell. They won't be able to buy either. Their accounts will go dark indefinitely, and the elite operatives will take control of BlackRock's assets remotely via the internet. But our research shows that their ICE 9 plan goes much, much deeper.
And this is all centered on ICE 9. How the global financial system could shut down, according to Jim Rickards. Yes, this is happening. Everything is pinpointing us to one massive crisis. A black swan event like no other before. And we do see down here, if you shut down the New York Stock Exchange and I can't sell stocks and get cash, I'm going to sell my money market funds or redeem my money market funds. Then you've got to shut down the money market funds industry, and then people say, okay, I'll go to the banks or the ATMs, he said. And then you've got to shut down the banks. So the point is, it spreads from exchange to money markets to brokerage accounts to banks, and you end up shutting down the entire system. An ICE 9 scenario. A global financial system shutdown. A freeze. People say that gold does well in inflation, and you don't want to have gold in deflation, and we may be looking at deflation. That may be coming. But the point I make is the greatest period of sustained deflation in the U.S. history was 1927 to 1933, and in that period, gold went up 75%. Gains in gold in today's condition would be even higher, since gold was fixed in 1933, which is no longer the case today. I'm focused on this bigger picture. Something big is coming. And it's coming in a massive wave. And it's all centered on the global financial system. It's all aligning perfectly. All to lead to the Great Reset. Peace out, guys.
Follow the treasure to pirate.black, because financial privacy today is freedom tomorrow. ARRR!